golden brown.
Texture like sun, lay me down.
With my mind she runs.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Turn up this podcast.
I'm in this for the money and the pussy, and they're both falling off the trees.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 82 of the Reasonable Doubt podcast. We got a late night episode for you tonight.
It is.
Tuned to 81.9. That's 82 on the FM dial.
You can see behind me.
FM.
It's dark.
82. What would our radio station? The Cock.
We are
FM 82, The Cock.
FM 82, Greasy Nuts, The Cock.
Greasy Nuts. What was that fucking... That's Snoop Dogg, isn't it?
Salty Nuts. DJ Salty.
DJ Salty Nuts for your drive home.
Yeah, I love it. So good.
And then what's his... Passing it off to my man, DJ Easy Dick.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. All right, do the introduction.
Oh, as always, we are your hosts, Eric C. Griff.
And Chicka J Money.
We're doing... How we doing?
We're
I was
doing
just going to
good.
start with a statement. We're doing well.
We're doing well.
I'm not going to ask you. I just know we're doing well.
We're doing well.
I always
Fuck
ask you how
asking.
you're doing. I don't give a fuck how you're doing. We're doing well.
Yeah, we're 82 hours into this.
82 hours, probably more if you count all the, like, we run longer than an hour.
Yeah, we're probably closer to 100.
Probably closer to 100 hours of entertainment for
don't give
free,
a fuck.
motherfuckers. Buy a shirt.
Yeah. Buy a motherfucking shirt.
Fucking cheapskates. I'm kidding.
Except for the people who did.
Except for the multitudes of people that probably I would say 70% of our listener base
Bought
who bought a
shirts.
shirt.
Yeah.
So thank you for those who did.
appreciate
For those
it.
who didn't, what's holding back? It's fantastic quality. They're good.
They're fun. The new ones that Josh came up with are fucking wonderful.
They're fire, shun.
They are.
I started
you
calling
say
people
shun?
shun.
Why?
You know, why not? I'm always looking for new things to call
You're
people.
always trying to get the new.
I'm always trying
lingo.
to be, the new lingo. I was
Yeah.
calling people Kimosabi there for a while.
Yeah.
That was good. That was
I
a good
like
time.
Kimosabi.
I like Kimosabi. What's crappening?
What's crapping
What's crappening, fuckboy?
Wow.
How's that?
All right. Well, no, I like it. I like it.
What about Geronimo? Start calling people Geronimo, G for short. What's up, G? How's it hanging? The higher the socks, the downer the foo. You know what I mean?
So we're both at the end of a work day.
We are both at the end of a workday. You working 12 hours at a plumbing store.
No, I worked 14 hours today.
And then I did 8 hours of computer work and then worked a fucking softball all over a field tonight.
Nice.
That's what
Like
I
a
did
beast.
tonight. Like a beast. 2 doubles and a single. I'll take it. My
There
bat's
we
been
go.
cold lately.
It
Gotta
has.
heat it up.
It was
on
cold the other day
fire.
when I came to see you.
It was on fire at the start of the season. 2 dingers in the first 4 games. And then
what happened?
it just fell off.
That's unfortunate.
When I swing at garbage, that's my problem. I'm first pitch swinging no matter what. I never take one because I'm so scared of striking out in slow pitch softball. It's the most embarrassing thing.
Your one pitcher, Brian, I feel like is very consistently good.
Very good.
The one that comes into the bar.
Yes. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
very good.
She's quite good.
She puts it right there.
Every time.
She's like, guys just like it a little low and inside. And I'm like, yes, I do because I can golf that shit.
Boom! Speaking of softball, another ball and bat sport, I was
Cricket.
watching a reel. You know Josh Donaldson from the Yankees?
Yes. Previously Blue Jays.
Was he previously Blue Jays?
Yeah, the biggest years of his career. Were
Oh,
for the
that's
Blue Jays.
Donaldson.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, wow. Okay, well, he sucks.
He sucks
was
now.
pretty good for the Jays,
He was
though.
incredible. I think he was MVP.
He was like pretty standard double hitter.
No, they called him the bringer of rain because he hit fucking nukes all the time.
Well, I've been watching clips of him on the Yankees,
He's bad.
and he like slams it, then does a little bat flick,
And then flies out to center field.
and then it doesn't go home run, and then he's like, oh yeah, I gotta run now.
And then they tag him out at second or they
Yeah.
catch it. Yeah.
And it's like,
It's
bro,
incredible.
You can't be that cocky.
Well, he's like 36 now or something.
Is he?
And he's hurt. So like his prime is past him. Like it's
but he's
gone.
just as cocky.
But he got like a wicked contract with the Yankees. And he's just riding it out till the end.
All right, well, fair enough.
Fair play.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's Josh Donaldson, previously from the Blue Jays, in their heyday, like 2015 to 2019.
Like Bautista days, right?
Bautista days, yeah. He was on that team. They called him the Bringer of Rain.
That's awesome.
Because he would just hit tanks.
I actually remember watching him on the Jays.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was the same guy.
Same guy. I think he had like 4 walk-off home runs in one season. It was fucking bonkers.
Yeah, he would hit he was either hitting like home runs or he could place doubles.
Yeah, he was really good.
Like with bases loaded, he'd like place a double.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, sick.
Yeah, he was really good.
But now he's just trash.
Now he's old.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, and plus the Yankees
Get on
are trash.
HRT.
Get on HRT. You got to start juicing. We talk about this all the time. But we got to get back to juicing.
I'm on board with
I think
juicing.
Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame is just a travesty.
Is he actually not?
I don't know. He's not.
That's bullshit.
Neither's Pete Rose, for who allegedly gambled on his own team. Allegedly.
Who cares, man?
I know. Charlie Hustle. Good guy.
Yeah.
I got a little factoid for you here, and I want to
Throw it at me.
On 0 to 10, I want you to call, like 0 being complete bullshit and 10 being absolute truth.
Okay.
So everyone saw that Trump got booked this week,
In
right?
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, he got booked, got his mugshot taken and whatever and all that. When you get booked, they take your height and then they take your weight, but you just tell them your weight usually. They don't like weigh you. It's like the same thing for your driver's license. They just take your word for it. They booked Trump in at 6'3", 215 pounds.
There's no way. He's 6'3", I believe.
He is 6'3".
Yeah.
There's not a
big
chance.
Boy, yeah. But no, he's like 245, 250.
I would say 270. Look at the belly on that boy.
That's what I mean. Like, I would put him at least 250. I don't
He's
think
all
there's
top.
a lot of muscle there.
No, probably not.
So maybe 250.
His favorite food's McDonald's. He's talked about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He used to do McDonald's at the White House.
Yeah, when they had the
buffet
whoever
thing.
won the NBA championship that year, because the Raptors didn't go.
And he had a McDonald's layout for them,
The
right?
best part was there was like 50 fillet of fish
That's gross.
in a stack.
He
Imagine
likes
just
them?
walking. He loves them. He loves McDonald's, man.
Why?
Because he's
it's
just
American.
a piggy.
He's a North American
He's a
piggy.
North American piggy. That, like, Donald Trump should be the, like, when you think of America, you should look at that guy. He's a piggy. He loves him some Dons. Plays golf all the time.
Yeah.
He's totally self-serving. Confident. When he's wrong,
He's confident.
he doubles down. Right? That's an American to me.
Yeah, you know what? I love that.
Yeah, that's an American right there.
Yeah, being wrong and doubling down and being like, I'm 100% sure I'm right.
Yeah,
It's like,
check it. And then they check it, and they're like, it's fake.
You're definitely wrong. And he's like, well.
Yeah, well, that's what they would tell you, is that I'm wrong, right? That's what they would tell you. And then people, they just gobble it up. 40% of the population just gobbles it up.
Dude, I love it.
It's
I love
incredible.
It. That's perfect.
That's what I want to be.
Dude, I wish I
I'm
was that
always
confident.
backtracking when I'm wrong at shit.
Yeah, you're like, actually.
Oh, that's a credible source that just brought up that I'm
should
wrong.
Start Trump level doubling down.
You should, because who's going to stop you?
Nobody.
You can just do that forever. And then people will just get exhausted with you.
And they just go, you know what?
You know what? Fine.
You're right.
You're right. And you're like, the sky is green.
Yep.
Fuck you. I knew it. Why'd you argue with me all this time? 215 pounds, though. That's great.
There's no fucking way. That's actually.
I mean, at 6'3", like 215 is pretty trim.
6'3", especially at his age, 215's like he'd be lean.
Yeah, there would be there would be size difference between your shoulders and your waist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
your waist would go
he's
in.
kind of just a block.
He is. He's built like a 1x1 Lego piece.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen one of those.
Strange. He's a strange person. He really, like, actually, when I think about Trump, I think about how fucking odd of a human being he is.
Yeah.
And how, like, it's... when I was a kid and politics were still, like, somewhat normal.
Civil.
Yeah, like, even with George W.
Mm-hmm. Well,
If you had told me that if you had described someone like him,
yeah.
I mean, like, they'll lead the United States of America one day.
Yep.
I would have laughed and been like, no fucking way, dude.
That's what happened when he got elected.
That's one of the most serious establishments in the world.
People voted for him as a joke because they thought there was no chance.
Yeah, except
And then-
everyone did it.
And then, oh.
Yeah, that's not okay. You can't do that.
No. I like the famous people in politics. We should probably stop that.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's not going to lead us on a right path. You all right?
Yeah, sorry.
There's something in your eye?
Something in my eye.
Oh, okay. I know that the state of politics these days is rough, but you don't need to cry about it.
It's just really upsetting.
It's really upsetting. I know.
bothering
I'm upset. I'm upset too.
Why do you think though that celebrities don't have a worthwhile opinion? Because a lot of celebrities tiptoe around the opinions. They have, except dumbasses like Gwyneth Paltrow.
But what I'm saying is, people will vote for famous people because they like famous people, and not because of their policies. You know what I mean? If Oprah...
Is that a problem with the system itself, or is that a problem with how
Both.
gullible people are?
Both, but the system's not changing. Because the people that can change the system benefit from the system. So the system's not changing.
By the way, speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow,
Is that the girl who put her pussy in candles?
Yeah, like, this candle smells like my vagina. It does not. There's no way her vagina smells like that.
Have you smelled it?
Yeah, I bought one.
Did you really?
It's Gwyneth Paltrow. I would love to sniff her box.
I mean, fair enough. Because I heard about it, and I kind of side-eyed my girlfriend. I was like, you want the pussy candle? We didn't get the pussy candle.
No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't allowed to buy it.
What do you mean not allowed? Who are we as men?
Yeah.
I'm getting the pussy candle.
Leave lots of room in the bed for your girlfriend.
What do you mean?
Make your wife sleep on the couch. Be a man.
Be a man.
I love that guy.
That guy, the Boston Be a Man. Sniff
So
your
good.
dog's ass. Be a man.
Yeah.
Having a rough day at work.
Make it
Throw a
over.
fucking wrench across the room and make it awkward.
Yeah, if you can't fix them, throw a wrench across the room and make it awkward. Love him. But, no, I definitely, I think I've lost... Oh, you know something that I find really peculiar, to be honest,
What's that?
is the people who still wholeheartedly believe in the government.
Oh, here we go. This is prime Chris hour. Let's go.
Like,
It's not real.
I'm not saying it's not
Government's
real.
not. Have you seen him?
I'm not saying it's not real, but when I talk to someone and they go, well, did you see that the Canadian government put out a thing saying blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, oh, you're just taking that at face value? And they're like, yep. Like, I'm going to just believe that. And I'm like, oh, because everything else that's ever come out was believable. Like, you don't fucking vet things? Like, you have no critical thought, you dumbass?
Most people don't vet things.
You need to vet everything you hear.
Yeah,
you should
people
live
have
your
a
entire life
preconceived notion.
skepticism.
They have a preconceived notion, and if someone like a governing body or someone in authority says something, based on their preconceived notion, they either believe it wholeheartedly or they reject it wholeheartedly. Right away.
That's insane.
That decision's already been made.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's actually mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling because there's so much stuff coming at you that you can't actually vet everything. You know what I mean? There's not enough time.
You can vet a lot, though.
You can vet a lot. You can vet the important stuff. But most people, I think, probably read 2 news articles a year, have no fucking clue what's going on at all. Can't come up with their own critical thought, and they're like, I don't like this political party, so it's wrong, or I do like this political party, so it's right.
See, this is a big one. The whole dichotomy, like the forced dichotomy thing, it drives me insane.
Mm-hmm. It's like a sports team. You got to pick your sports team.
Yeah, it's like, no, you don't. There are political parties that lead our country.
Yep.
You shouldn't be like, oh, the conservatives said this, it's wrong. It might not be. What if it's not? What if they're making a valid point? And vice versa. If the liberals say, oh, the liberals being our fucking current governing body for Canada, at least, or Democrats in the States, if it's like, oh, this came out and this is the research we found, you shouldn't just reject it because you're right wing. Like, that's retarded. You should look into it. Sorry, I can't use the word. I know.
It's okay.
It is insane, though.
I'm not saying you can't use the word. We were asked politely not to use the word.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's like, does that not seem fucking insane?
It is insane.
Just look at it and be like, oh, well, maybe I should look into this. If it matters at all, if anything in your life matters, take 2 minutes out of your day and do a little quick deep dive on Google and see what's actually happening. If there's any contrary opinions, do any of them have validity? Do any other sources of, like, unbiased authority agree or disagree? and then form your opinion from there. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe there's some validity to what's being said.
I've been taking all of my news out of Russian media, Russian state media lately. It's great.
That's insane.
Did you know that the entire West is ran by sex trafficking Satan cults? Did you know that?
Okay, that might be true.
I see you've been reading the same sources. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
That might
actually guided by the devil himself.
There's quite a bit of validity to that.
So they want you to
That's
think.
what I'm saying, though. Something like that. There's a lot of sex trafficking rings. We know for a fact that the upper echelon of Western society is heavily involved in sex trafficking rings.
We know that for a fact.
We know that for a fact.
A
fact.
100% fact.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
A fact.
I think sex trafficking is something that's worldwide, top to bottom.
No, I know. I'm just saying specifically here, like, especially child sex trafficking.
I don't know. The second someone brings Satan into it, I'm out.
Oh, that's insane.
I don't give a fuck.
That's insane.
I don't give a fuck. You're a moron. If you think that Satan or demons or entities from another dimension are running our government, you're a moron.
Dude,
you know what we were talking about, how much it means to say this? You're a loser. You're a loser. You've lost. You've lost the plot. You've lost it. Okay? Bring yourself back because you're out there and you're a fucking idiot. Okay? I just want to make that so clear. If you think Satan is real and guiding things, you're a moron. Anyways, this is it's a bit of heavy topic. So
okay, I love this. No, we can't go away. I like it way too much. This is great. This is amazing. Okay, so I want to deep dive into this.
You want to deep dive into the Satan shit?
I have talked to people that seem
regular people. They seem so adjusted.
You're like, this seems like a nice guy to hang out, have a beer with him.
Yeah,
and then he's like, well, it's because Satan's tempting people. And I'm like, I actually can't talk to you
Beelzebub
anymore.
came to this dimension from the future to speed up the bloodletting of children, actually.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Another thing I was thinking about is, how like they're always talking about like how things are getting further and farther from the religious norm of like Christianity ideals, right? Like, that wasn't around before they had a lot of power, and I feel like things weren't that bad.
What do you mean?
Like, general life circumstances. And, like, worldwide, outside of the little Western world that was happening where we draw our historical information, much of the world was developing and doing well and, like, living in these really peaceful societies where they had... Sure, there was some sacrifice, but... they also were developing entire cities and stuff that were built around agriculture, and the whole city was agricultural and not monocropped. And then, like, everyone had enough food and they could work on other things.
Yeah, the society. I think this is the least religious humanity has ever been.
I disagree.
But, if we're talking about, like, monotheistic religions, like, maybe not. But, like... Societies before...
We used to worship the sun.
Yeah,
it was big.
Yeah, like, there was still religious stuff. Like, Native Americans had their religions.
Shamanism, that still exists.
Yeah, it still exists, but,
I shouldn't say they had it. They
did have it. They have it now, but they... Yeah.
Like, I know lots of natives.
Yeah, I used to drink a lot. I still do, too. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
You know a lot of natives. Is that the card you're pulling? I have native friends.
No, I'm saying, like, they're still around. It's not
they're still around, but I'm saying before the Catholic Church, before Judaism and stuff, they were spiritual peoples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay. Like, I think now the idea that there's nothing else out there is a relatively new idea on the grand scheme of human existence.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Enough. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and we've never been better, baby.
I think that one thing that's strange that we've come away from, if you look at like globally, sound. We don't focus on sound very much as a technology.
What do you mean?
I think when we look back at like more ancient civilizations, and say like, well, they were very underdeveloped. They didn't have all these things we have now in technology. And it's like, they had quite a bit of technology, just not the way we have technology. Like, it was different.
People listen to music like all day now. What do you mean?
What?
Sound.
Dude, they used to like use sound for stuff.
Isn't sonar sound? Isn't sonar sound?
Yeah, but it's not that advanced, dude.
Yeah, but we use it a lot. That's a pretty incredible use of sound.
Sure, it's cool. And that development happened a long time ago and it hasn't really been developed.
Okay. What are you saying we should do?
I'm just saying that I think we undercredit the development of people who existed before us.
I think so too.
I think we
is,
undercredit that
evolutionary wise, those people are nearly identical to us because it takes so long to evolve, right?
Yeah.
That the people pre-society were basically the same level of intelligence as us, if not maybe smarter.
Here, hold up.
Okay.
Chichen Itza?
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Yes. I've heard of Chichen Itza, yes.
Yeah, the fucking...
The city? The pyramids. The pyramids in
right?
fucking Mexico,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
In, what's the guacamole place?
Mexico.
No. What's the... Anyway, the part of Mexico. Anyway, it's a reduction of Mexican culture. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean? What? Reduction of Mexican culture. What's Mexican
Talking
culture
about
to?
that area just being the
guacamole place?
Yeah.
You know, it's right next to the place where you sit in a hammock with a hat over your face and sway in the wind. And then that's right beside the place where your car bounces and you wear high socks.
Yeah, and then that's right next to the province of Chihuahua.
Where the dog comes
from.
from.
The dogs.
They made those weird, shaky little dogs.
But, no, so like Chichen Itza is the clapping thing.
Was that Aztecs? Or Mayans?
Mayans.
One of them's in Peru, one of them's in Mexico, and I can't tell the difference.
Mayans. And they clap. Have you seen the clapping thing?
No.
No?
No.
You don't know about this?
No, what do they do?
This is a good example of sound use.
Okay.
If you clap, so they would like... The temple, each pyramid's marked, like one's marked with a bird and the other one's marked with a snake.
Okay.
And if you clap, like just walking around, you just hear the echo of you clapping, right?
Yeah.
But if you stand at the entrance, like the stairs that go up this thing, and you clap, it chirps like a bird chirp back at you.
Oh.
And they can't, like people work on it, physicists work on it, are like, yeah, I get how it works, but it's almost impossible to recreate.
Aliens, bro.
So you clap and you hear like...
That's pretty cool.
But if you listen to the one to the other side, they clap, and the other one sounds like a hissing snake. The echo of the clap sounds like a hissing snake.
Do you think they built those pyramids, and then when they built them, everyone was like, wow, we built these things, and they were clapping, and then they noticed that they were making the sounds, and then they were like, we'll put the pictures on it, because that's what it sounds like?
I think they had a crazy understanding of sound. I think they had a crazy understanding of, like... I think of sound and frequency. I think they had a next level understanding of frequency.
Yeah.
I think that's how most pyramids got built. I disagree with the idea that they rolled giant blocks on hundreds of logs. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
It would be a painstaking amount of labor.
Are you saying it's aliens?
I'm not saying it's aliens. I don't think it's aliens. I think humans are capable of this. I think that frequency moves things. We know this. So you can shift matter with frequency like pretty easily. And I think that the idea that we think that...
Whoa. Are you saying they made sounds to move these things?
Yeah. I'm saying that if you think that we had just... There's so much labor involved, it would have been
Slaves.
next to impossible. No, it would have been next to impossible in these places. Our population's really high, so it's very imaginable. But back then, like, there wasn't enough people to do that.
There was like 36 dudes in Mexico.
Dude, like, that's
you're right.
hyperbole, but seriously,
yeah, no, you're right. There was much less people.
Not very many people. You know how hard it would be to round up a workforce that's able to do that?
Well, didn't it take them like 100 years or something?
Still, man, I think it's a much safer bet that they used frequency to move these blocks.
How would they make frequency? like that.
We don't really understand it that well.
Oh,
I think
shit.
it's a dead technology.
What if there was just one dude?
There's a couple people working on it a couple scientists working on it who have leaked.
If you're listening,
bits.
come on the show. I'd like to know.
I can't remember the one guy's name, but he leaked little bits about this.
Okay.
Of stuff that he was finding. He was working on what's that one? I don't know. It's a Peruvian one though, and he's standing in it.
Picchu.
And no, it's not Machu Picchu.
Okay.
It's another one.
That's the
but
only
he's standing
thing I know
inside
about
and
Peru.
starts. They started going through frequencies of like human makeable sounds, and he hums some sound, and this humming, like people outside were like, you can feel it, like
Yeah, natural frequencies they're called.
no, but they're I know that's what I'm saying is like, but the power at which like one person standing inside, you can be outside of this megalithic structure and you're standing there and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's just inside going,
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what if you had 15 guys standing inside going, what does it do?
We gotta try it.
Wait, but they won't let him.
No?
They won't let people do it.
Who's they?
Yeah, because they're scared that they're like, well, you might like
Satan
fuck shit up. Like,
personally came in.
that's what I'm saying. It's dumb because it's like I want to know. I think it's a dead technology.
Well, do you know, like, I don't know if, like, I've heard this from my physics professor in high school. When they teach people to march over bridges and things, like certain types of bridges, they tell them not to march in step with each other when they're going over the bridge because it'll make a frequency that'll eventually make things break.
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, the typical, like, opera singer makes a wine glass explode because she hits the natural frequency of the glass and it vibrates and shakes.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there.
I'll
leave it you. I want you to look into this.
I'm going to look into this
I want you
more
to look
because
into
there's
this.
stuff coming out about it right now.
Okay.
There's stuff that's starting to leak about this because there's archaeologists and physicists, I think, are the other people that this team, it's a small team working on it.
Task force.
And yeah, but it's really interesting because they're talking about like even just being able to move things, being able to move blocks, that they're like, if we improve that it's easy to move a block by a couple people humming a certain frequency at it, well then of course they made the pyramids like this.
They'll never let you have that technology.
No, they won't.
They won't. They'll hide it.
They will hide it.
And we'll break it.
Governments will fucking hide it and kill it again because they want it. They want it the way it is.
If you find me washed up on the River Thames in a duffel bag with a bullet in my head and they say it was suicide, that's what happened. I leaked the frequencies.
There we go.
I leaked the frequencies to build and destroy, because you got to think about it, right? If you can have frequencies that can move things, you're also going to use them to destroy things.
You ever been near a military parade and heard them march?
No.
Like standing near them?
No.
It's intense.
Yeah?
It's intense. Marching, because you like stomp the ground with your heels.
Yeah.
But when a bunch of people do it, it's like poof, poof, poof. Like it's very, you feel everything like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I bet.
Frequency is a crazy thing that I think we don't pay enough attention to.
I like it. I want you to look into this. I want this to be like a 3-episode arc.
Yeah.
We explore the frequencies.
More into this.
Bob Barker died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone thought he was dead. Good riddance. Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you? Good riddance. What's your beef with Bob Barker? He's like 100 years old.
Bob Barker.
Fuck, I took that personally. How dare you?
You got so upset.
I think I would be good at The Price is Right.
You think so?
Yeah, because every time I watch The Price is Right, I'm yelling at people and they don't listen to me. And then they get it wrong. And I would... What? No, the little people
They're on a
that
television.
perform The Price is Right for me in that box.
Yeah, they're on a television.
Yeah, they're in the television doing The Price is Right.
Sure.
And I'm yelling at them. And there's only that little piece of glass. But I know they can hear me.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's right there.
They probably can.
They probably can. They definitely can.
It's more likely than not that we live in a simulation.
And whoever's running the simulation, Satan maybe, is fucking with me.
Maybe it is
by making me watch The Price is Right, them fucking it up, and then the answer I'm yelling the whole time is correct.
Doesn't it seem more likely that at some point AI was developed that was so smart that it made things undetectably real. And that's what we still live in.
So I think, like, statistically, we probably are.
In a simulation.
Because if any sort of society or any sort of, like, not even existed before us, reached the level where they could get, like, AI to the point where they could, like, generate worlds and generate consciousness, then they would be able to do that thousands of times.
Yeah.
Which is much more likely than sentience coming, like, naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's possible. One of the theories is we are the only intelligent life out there.
Which is insane.
It's insane, but there is a possibility that is the truth.
I would say that possibility is slim to none.
It's slim to none, but it is like a possibility. There's also a possibility that there's other intelligent life out there that's so far away or was so much earlier or so much later than us that we'd never know.
Yeah, and they are already long gone.
Or like they're not even going to happen for 1 million years or something, right? Or some society has made simulations and we're living in it. And if we're living in it, can you please make my life a little easier?
Yeah, honestly.
Because, like, what the fuck did I do to you, man?
If we are in a simulation, like,
bro, turn the difficulty down.
Maybe that's why they were like, you have to pray to God. Pray to God.
Yeah, it's them.
God's like some basement-dwelling fucktard
who's just like, worship me.
Yeah, worship me.
Worship me, society. And he's just watching all of civilization and fast forward, but to us, it's real.
I swear to God, dude, I will suck your dick and get you Cheetos if you make my life,
I'll do it at the same time.
Easier.
I'll feed you Cheetos down there. Reaching up. Yeah. We'll take turns, bro. Help me out here, man.
The Reasonable Doubt podcast will blow you.
Yeah, that's a guarantee. If you're running the simulation that we're living in right now, we will take turns. We'll both be down there side by side.
Yeah, working like a team.
Yeah,
but you got to make our life a lot easier. I want to go on like Super Saiyan mode.
Yeah, just us. Like, just make us. Like, I'll fly.
Yeah.
I want to be able to shoot lasers out of my hands like Iron Man.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Just see how much shit I could kill before they stop me.
I also
That's probably
don't want to work anymore. I don't have to.
Just like, just fucking change the number in my bank account. Yeah, to like one that's really much bigger.
Really high.
Just do that for me one time, dude. I'll spend like an hour a day praying to you if you do that to me.
Dude, I would worship a motherfucker.
If I looked at my bank account and there was like $35 million in there, I'd be like, cool. An hour a day, I'll quit my job. No like, that's fine. First thing I'll do when I wake up. And I'll do it with gusto.
Yeah, like every day, mean it. Mean that
I'll be like going up and down like, thank you so much.
What's Josh doing? He's just praying to the basement-dwelling overlord.
Yeah. Obviously. When he put $35 million in his bank account. Yeah, man, the shit I would do.
Yeah.
Even if it was just like, do you think like if you were running the simulation, you would put yourself in the simulation? Because I would.
I would, but I would give myself...
I'd give myself
way
God
OP.
Way OP.
Yeah.
Just to like sick. Snap people out of existence.
You know what I was thinking about, speaking of simulations?
Yeah.
Why don't horses work very hard anymore?
Because they're lazy.
Have they gone
got
lazy?
Too many handouts. Too many hands of grain. Now they're lazy.
Yeah, people just feeding them fucking carrots all day.
Just standing there, do nothing.
From my tax money.
Where's the incentive to work?
Actually, you thought about that? Like, horses
Why are
horses lazy
I think there's just less horses. Like, there's only fun horses now. There used to always be fun horses, but now I think they're all fun horses.
No, like, there's not really, like, working horses. Like, no one's taking their horse. Dudes used to ride a horse from fucking California to New York.
Yep. And that horse would do it.
They take the Pony Express.
Yeah.
That was not a cute name for a train. That's a legitimate...
Yeah, like, wasn't it the mail, too, for a while? They would deliver mail by horse. Yeah. Where all the good horses go?
Where the fuck are the good horses?
You know who works hard?
Who?
Donkeys.
Mules. Donkeys and mules do work.
They work hard.
They're hard working.
Like, you look at like a third world country.
Yeah.
Who's doing all the fucking work?
Mules.
Always. Mules with like 500
mules
pounds on their back.
Built to work.
Mules
They're
is
like Newfoundlanders.
Work in camps, maybe. Sorry, I apologize
No,
to the
honestly,
Newfies.
Newfoundlanders
Stop talking so weird.
Newfoundlanders
I
are
know.
the fucking hardest working people.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're great.
Well, it must be rough living out there on the rock.
They love it, though.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I probably do.
They do.
They're just...
They're good people, too. I like them.
People of the land.
They're probably my favorite Canadians.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're probably my
Mine are
favorite.
like guys that are 18 years old and speak like they're from Jamaica and they live in Toronto. That's my favorite Canadian.
I hate those guys.
Wagwan fam.
No,
That's my favorite guy.
I love Newfoundlanders and New Brunswick folk.
Never met a bad dude out of Sarnia.
That's
That's a
objectively
total
false.
lie.
Yeah.
Sudbury, though. Good people up in
Also
Sudbury.
objectively false.
No, good people out of Sudbury.
There's no trees up there because they poison everything.
No, Inco poisoned everything. They didn't.
They were on board.
Yeah, I guess. Good people from Tilsonburg.
I know a good person from Tilsonburg.
Yeah. Good people from Elmer. Actually, that's
We're just
not true
naming
at all.
local places. I know a good guy from New York. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, New York's a great place.
It is.
It's the world city.
It is the world city.
It's the world city. It's the
What's
cultural...
the largest city in the world?
Tokyo, I think. Like 30-something million people.
No fucking way. Population of Canada in Tokyo, eh?
Yeah, it's actually bonkers.
Eh,
I
bud?
think. Bye?
Is it for real? Is it
I think
Tokyo?
Tokyo's the biggest city in the world, yeah.
I'm going to look this up.
Okay. Look at me. I'm going to be so right. I'm so ready.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Tokyo, Japan.
told
Holy
you.
shit, dude. 37.4 million people.
Yeah, they fucking cram them in there.
Wow. Wow. You ever look at these pictures?
No. Well,
Oh.
of Tokyo? I've seen pictures of Tokyo, yeah.
Look at that, folks. Those are gigantic skyscraper
Yeah,
buildings.
it's massive.
Wow, that's insane.
Like, I think
eh?
for ease of just surviving, they just break Tokyo down into, like, Toronto-sized populations of people. And just
that's
like,
like-
pop, 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 and that's because it's just...
And
it's
that's where you live and work.
Because I think Tokyo, too, is also, like, area-wise huge.
It's also incredibly tall. I would love to go to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
It's hard for Westerners to go to Tokyo.
Dude, we're not even list of the largest cities. You want to hear this? Mm-hmm. You want to hear the list, folks?
What, are you saying Canada? Yeah, we're not even in the top 50, I don't think.
Dude, like, New York's not even up there.
Seoul?
Okay, so it goes Tokyo, Jakarta, Indonesia, 34.5 million people.
that makes sense.
Delhi, India,
Yeah.
32.2 million people. Seoul, South Korea, 26 million people. Shanghai, 24. Manila, Philippines. Sao Paulo, Brazil is 22.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then Beijing. And then Mexico.
Mexico City is the biggest city in North America. I knew that.
Yeah, and then Mumbai, India. And then New York is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, New York's 11th.
Yeah, it sucks. Step it up.
That's crazy.
I need 10 million more people in New
York's
York City.
actually 11th behind Osaka, Japan. And Dhaka's up there, too.
Damn.
That's cray. Wow.
I could live in a city like that. I feel like it'd be tight. Always
so?
something to do.
You think it'd be fun?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Anything I want.
All the time.
All the time. The
I would like to
infrastructure
try
that it
living
would
there.
take
What
to
is it
build
like
a city
to live in New York, then?
depends on where in New
kinda
York, I
wanna
think.
I want to live in New York for a
You
little
would
bit.
do great in like Harlem, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I had a buddy.
Polo Grounds, Harlem.
I had a buddy that I can't say his name, but he lived in Harlem with his girlfriend, and he said it was really nice. Actually,
Yep.
he quite liked it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I could live in New York probably.
you think so?
Yeah.
Is Harlem? You think Harlem's relatively safe?
No.
He was a white dude.
What's that have to do with it?
I'm white and I look soft, like a bitch.
Built like a Popeye's biscuit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. Like, do I think I can move to the Bronx? Was it a secret that the Bronx is a very African American neighborhood?
I thought oh no, Brooklyn's Italian, isn't it?
Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem.
Dominican.
Yeah, Harlem might be more Dominican.
I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass here.
I honestly have no idea. This is pure
This is
ignorance.
pure speculation. I think Manhattan's predominantly Spanish.
No,
and then
Manhattan's a lot of
I
Italians and Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the shops.
Yeah.
They're like, what's that like Jewish jewelry row in Manhattan? What's
the
that?
Diamond District?
The Diamond District, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And they're all
cool.
standing outside with their curly hairs and
Which
their
is
hats.
insane. They have so much money.
So much money.
I want to move. I want to go to New York. Let's move to New York. The
Move
Reasonable Doubt podcast goes
Moves
to New York.
to New York
Yeah, for a week.
for a week until we get kicked out or one of us dies.
Yeah. He comes back. It is now just the Reasonable Doubt pod. No cast.
No cast. It's just me. Could you imagine doing the show on your own?
Jesus, I wouldn't do it.
I can't talk without a response.
Okay, can I dive into the brain stuff? Oh, I got one last funny thing.
Okay, what's your last funny thing?
Okay. I was watching sports highlights and I saw a clip of women's basketball came up, which I was
Boy,
like,
do they make it look difficult.
dude, I was like, that's sick. This is amazing, honestly. I was like, thank God they're finally repping women's basketball. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Dallas versus LA.
What was the final score?
I'm not going to tell you.
27-16.
Dude, it's like, I'm not joking. They're showing a highlight.
It's a layup.
So all the other highlights are fucking ridiculous. Like, they're crazy shit for all these different sports.
Yeah.
And women's basketball, it's like, oh my God, this girl misses a layup. The other girl grabs it, and then she runs down the court, fumbles a little bit, and then she like half-ass passes it. The other girl picks it up. She runs up. The girl defending her runs out of her way because she gets confused, and then she does a layup. And it's like, yo, you can't put that on a fucking highlights reel.
And here next on the highlights reel, an unguarded 2.
Yeah, like, that's sad, dude. So I kept watching, and they threw up another WNBA clip, like a second one,
Yeah.
and it was basically the same thing. And I was like, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah,
as they made a layup.
Yeah.
That's really sad, man.
Yeah.
You need to work on that.
I don't think there's enough development. I think women can be good at basketball. You know what I mean? I feel like there's what's in the way. Women are great at other sports.
They're awesome at tons of sports.
Awesome at tons of sports.
Maybe basketball's just not the one.
But basketball, for some reason, the difference between the high levels of play, like,
dude, it's not even between the high levels of play. The difference between women and like high school men's basketball, like a half decent high school male basketball team would crush a WNBA team.
do you think there's just not enough
Confidently, I
talent
say
developing because women don't play basketball because the WNBA is a
That's
joke?
what I think it is. I think that nobody teaches their daughter to play basketball.
Right.
And so then your pickings for talent are real low.
Yeah. And it's just like this woman is tall.
Yeah, it's like she's tall, or like she was always a basketball nerd and has played her whole life, but she's never been very good, but she loves it.
Yeah.
And so
Do you want to go to a WNBA game?
we can. But I think we'll get kicked out.
Why would we get kicked out?
Because I think we'd laugh a
No,
lot.
women scare me, dude.
Let's go to a WNBA game. We should support them.
We should support the WNBA.
I'm on board with supporting the WNBA.
Yeah, well, if you're not, then I don't know.
Well,
I would go see a WNBA game.
I'm not on board.
What would you
with
rather go see, a WNBA game or the Harlem Globetrotters?
WNBA game.
Really?
I've seen it, yeah, 100%.
I would go see the Harlem Globetrotters.
I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters like 6 times, dude. They're not cool anymore.
I've seen them once. They're so cool. You got to go in Generals jerseys, though.
Dude, I've seen them.
You got to rep the Generals and chirp the refs. That's the whole point. You don't cheer for the Globetrotters. They're going to win.
What if they don't win one day?
I think the Generals
They break a lot of rules. I can't watch them as a
They
basketball
can't. They
fan.
break the rules. It's the Harlem Globetrotters.
They break tons
That's
of
a
rules.
double trouble.
That's what I think. Every time I go to see them, I'm like, this is not cool.
The Generals have won one time in like the 80s.
Really?
On accident. They were like setting up this like... Because it used to be the Generals were just like local men's teams.
Yeah.
That they would just throw the jerseys on them and they'd have their little time. And like the one time it was like a close game because the Globetrotters were like fucking up. And then I think they're going, it's like a tie game. And the Globetrotters go for the like final, like, we're going to fucking buzzer beater win it. And they miss. And one of the Generals guys just pops like a half court shot and sinks it.
And beats the Harlem Globetrotters.
They have one loss.
That's fucking amazing. I'm actually glad after all your cheating that you lost.
After all your cheating. Getting mad at the Harlem Globetrotters for cheating.
They piss me off with that shit.
That's a travel!
That is traveling, double dribble, self-pass.
Yeah.
Oh my. Back and over and back.
Yeah.
He's
sitting on the net.
Bro.
You can't be up there.
It's bullshit.
Is there a rule saying you can't sit on the net?
Yes. There's got to be.
Is that just the rule? You can't sit on the net?
No sitting on the net.
If there isn't, and you're listening, NBA commissioner...
Oh, I don't know. A scary little white dude that
little white dude that looks...
He looks like the guy, the dean from Community.
Scary little white dude that looks like the dean from Community, NBA commissioner? Yep. Add that rule if it's not in the book, or else someone's going to take advantage, and we don't need that.
This guy, you're going to be like, oh, he does look like the dean from Community.
I haven't even seen Community, but I could pick it out. Oh my god. Jesus, he doesn't look alive.
Dude, I know he's commissioner of the...
You can't tell me that guy likes basketball.
Dude, he loves basketball. He's a huge basketball fan. Obviously, he's the commissioner of the NBA.
Wait, was he still around when they were using like peach baskets? That guy looks dead.
Dude, I don't think he's that old.
Adam Silver. How old?
Adam Silver. Yeah.
He's old as fuck. There's no way.
I don't think he is. He's not that old, man.
How old is he?
61.
Oh, Jesus.
Not that
That's
old.
a rough 61.
He's from New York.
New York.
Yeah.
I got a little...
Rye, New York.
Before you get onto your serious topic that we'll end on, I want to run an idea past you. You know how you're always talking about how there's too many people in the world and we need to cull the population?
I don't say that.
No, you say that all the time.
I don't say that.
He says it all the time.
I don't say that.
Remember when COVID happened?
An enormous... Okay, when COVID happened...
And you were like, I'm glad all these people are dying, especially the old ones.
I didn't say that.
You said that a lot. You said that there's too many people in the world and they're all idiots and we could lose like 20%. You said that.
That's
okay.
a hot take.
So I got an idea for you.
I didn't say that. I want to be clear here. It's just because the rest of you don't take garbage bags with you when you go fishing.
Exactly. So this is right up your alley. So I have an idea to cull some population.
I don't think we should cull populations.
But okay,
I want to be clear on this.
Listen to the idea before.
Okay. All right.
But I was trying to think of ways to make it so it's only the bad people that get culled. Only the inconsiderate assholes that get killed, right?
So not okay.
You announce in Siberia, you announce an open season on only endangered animals. You like say you're like setting up a bunch of endangered animals like Siberian tigers and shit. All right? And you're saying it's open season, kill as many as you want. And then all the people that show up for that, you kill all them.
Yeah, no, I'm on board.
You're on board for that?
Never mind. I want to 100% retract my statement. I'm on board with killing
It's like, do you want to kill one of the last 5 fucking endangered elephants?
Everyone who shows up's dying.
Everyone who shows up.
Men, women, and children, you're gone.
Don't even bring the animals there.
Yeah.
Just have them show up to this empty field and then just like a helicopter
just comes
just
by with
circles them with a door gunner.
Yeah.
Until they're all
sick.
gone.
I'm on board.
We're on board for this?
Yes.
Okay. And then just keep doing that in various places around the world.
Yeah, do random things.
Random things like middle of Africa. Be like this endangered species. Everyone shows up.
Yeah, anyone who wants to go blue whale hunting.
Yeah, exactly.
And anyone who shows up, you're dying in the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm feeding you to great white.
Or like I'm sure there's certain areas where if you just drove them all out there and then left them, you're killing them anyways.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
They just had them there to think about it for a while before they die. It's
you know what? That's a good idea. Now,
Thank
you gotta
you.
chum the water. You as you're leaving, like dump out a bunch of fish guts.
Yeah, like who wants to have an old-timey whaling experience? And they all put them on the boat and then just sink it.
You say that, but Norwegians still drive sperm whales into bays and then go out. Have you ever seen that?
No.
There's a huge thing still in Norway. People go out on boats and will drive pods, like a full family with babies and everything.
How do you feel good about
They drive them in with boats and drive them into the base, and they get caught in the base. And then all these Norwegian fucking lunatics run out there with these big knives and stab them to death.
It's like the Japanese with the dolphins.
Dude, it's how can you treat animals like this?
Yeah, they'd probably say it's
As
some
a
sort
fucking capitalist pig
Yeah.
who, like, everyone considers me to be the bad guy, I would literally take someone's life if I saw it. Now, if I was there, I want you to know, if I was there and watched people commit these crimes, I'd shoot those motherfuckers. I'd be like, we need to stop these bloodlines right here.
Yeah, get your hinga-dinga-durgan ass on.
I'm
always of the idea, if you're hunting, I've come around on hunting quite a bit as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
But I'm still of the opinion that you should give the animals a bit of a shot.
They're fair game and fair chase.
Fair game.
It's called fair chase. Yeah.
If you freak these animals out, probably using some sort of underwater sound thing.
Yeah, to scare them into a corner.
Yeah. It's 9 times out of 10 that blue whale's killing you with ease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But because we figured out boats, you just decided to drive him into the bay.
Yeah, I'm on board with fishing. I have no problem with fishing. Whaling, I'm going to be honest, but I don't agree with whaling.
But the big drag nets, you know what I mean?
No, drag nets are fucked.
That's not giving them the chance.
No, drag nets are actually not okay because you destroy the environment while you do it. I can go into a river and fish that river and have, I would say, a null and void effect on the ecosystem.
Yeah.
But if I pulled up to that river and threw a gill net in, and then collect every species that swims by, and they get trapped in there and it traps their gills and they die, and you leave it out there for 2 days, I think that that's wrong. And I think that dragging a net up a river and crushing every bit of vegetation, everything along the way, is bad.
Yeah, and the amount of bycatch you get for shit that you're not even looking
that's
for,
what I'm
that
saying.
You just kill. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Gotta give them a chance.
And then you dump it because it's already dead because it's stuck in your net. Mm-hmm. That's not cool, man. That's not fair chase.
It's not cool.
I don't care. The other thing is, I'm going to go hard here. Hot take.
Steaming.
I don't give a fuck about your traditions. I couldn't give less of a fuck about your traditions that surround hunting.
Yeah.
Because people didn't understand conservation until, the fucking 70s.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell me, well, we've been hunting like this for hundreds of years.
Okay,
and that's
cool.
that's all over the whole world. That's not fucking, indigenous North Americans, Norwegians, Japanese, whatever. I don't give a fuck where you are.
We know better.
The whole world
now.
is like that. We know better. We have science, which is real, and it says you shouldn't do that. It's fucked up. It's not okay, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
And you decimate animal populations along the way, and then expect everyone to take a knee for your fucking traditional bullshit. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it is.
If you actually give a shit about this planet and you actually give a shit about the animals that you're pursuing, then you would give them a fair chance and have the respect to understand that they have the opportunity to get away, and you might just be a fat, lazy piece of shit who can't fucking get it.
Yeah, you're up in that tree blind and it's just sagging.
Yeah,
just sagging to the side.
I'm so sick of hearing it. I'm so tired of hearing people be like, well, that's the way it's always been done. Well, fucking change it.
Yeah, obviously things aren't moving in the right direction.
Guess what? We used to not use seat belts, but they're a pretty good invention, you fucking
depends
morons.
on who you ask.
Oh my god.
It chokes me. It hurts my shoulders. You know what I mean? You used to be able to
get
drink.
Get the head-on collision at 80, you dumbass.
You used to be able to drink and drive. So.
Yeah, fuck, man.
You can do it now if you chill about it.
Yeah.
Guys like us, we're better at driving when we're drunk.
I'm not on board with this.
But no, just the other night when you were...
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. We don't drink and drive.
I actually never drink and drive. I'm very cautious about it.
Yeah, I'm very serious about it.
I'm super
because
cautious
on one hand, it's super irresponsible to drive drunk, and on second, a Dewey would probably end my life.
Yeah. I need my car.
I cannot afford a DUI.
Yeah, I have to be careful because I can afford the beer. I can't afford the DUI.
No, and plus, look at me. The second the cop walks up, there's no getting out of it.
No, I'm done.
There's not a chance. On the way to pick you up tonight, there was a cop following me for 2 blocks.
And you were like, God damn.
Yeah, I know. I almost had to reach for the heater.
Yeah. Bust a cap in his ass.
Bust a cap in his ass and pull out the 9, the jam.
That's that's a fucking.
Anyway, what was your last thing? Something to grow on here.
Well,
you were using a really big word earlier this week
because I was getting into this. Okay, so I looked into.
Are you not into it anymore?
I am. Okay, so I looked into ventromedial hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain.
Okay. Where in the brain?
In the hypothalamus. It's a section inside the hypothalamus.
Okay.
I don't know where.
Okay.
Geographically, like I can't. I'm not a neurologist. It's like
Had me fooled. Anyways.
But it was really interesting. So they looked into. They were putting in probes. Like it's basically. Remember those little things that you'd stand up? You'd stand up, and it had all the little frilly bits that came off, and they'd light up different colors.
Fiber optics?
Okay, it's kind of like fiber optics, but each one has its own different little electrical signal, and they can control each one and see where they're going. So they drill a hole in the skull and then place it in, and it goes all over, and then they can stimulate different areas within the hypothalamus, right?
Okay.
Like that small section. I want to be sure on this, but so when they stimulate estrogen receptor. So it started by them stimulating certain molecules and getting a rage response in like mice.
Okay.
If they were around other mice, they'd get a rage response. And then if they stimulate a different spot in the brain, in that like ventromedial hypothalamus, they'd get like a copulation response, which was crazy.
Okay.
Like an intense, like they just started
Just
fucking.
make them want to fuck.
They just started fucking. They were going nuts.
Ooh.
But what was
The
also
horny
weird
button.
is, so this is in the same little part of the brain.
Yeah.
What's also weird is that within, like, if they weren't surrounded by other of the same species, they wouldn't seem to act different either way.
Oh, so it's a social thing.
It's a social reaction, which is odd. Okay?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Like, if the
we
mice-
don't really know, right? Because
If there's no other mouse, there's no other mouse for it to get mad at. And if there's no other mouse, he can't fuck it.
So you don't know if he's mad or fucking.
Yeah, and like I don't think mice have started jerking off yet.
Yeah, they're not.
So-
They're not expressive enough, so it's hard to tell. But so then they looked into it further. It turns out there's two different types of molecules in that part of the brain. One of them is an estrogenic receptor, an estrogenic receptive molecule, and the other's not.
Okay.
It receives like androgens, right? Like
Right.
testosterone and stuff. And the estrogenic receptive molecules, when they're activated, rage is induced.
I knew it.
It's
I
rage.
knew it. Women.
So, this is what I wanted to bring up.
I knew we were building to something, and I saw this coming the second you mentioned estrogen and rage.
So,
As the time-old saying goes, bitches be crazy. That's all I'm saying. It's in their nature. So next time you come home super late, all fucked up, and your wife's all mad at you, just say, hey, listen, you got a little estrogen going on, okay? Your brain, it's not thinking right.
Anyway. So the other molecule is like copulation.
And that's
stimulation.
the testosterone?
And it's more androgen based. Yeah, there's no estrogen, estrogen receptors on it. So when those molecules get stimulated. What's interesting is that when they look at brain scans, and then like characteristics of animals, because they're totally different. There's like sex and violence, and
my middle names.
so they where they see like in a lot of species this crossing, right?
Yep.
Where like you'll have lions mating and it's fine, and then they bite each other.
Yeah.
And there's like this quick click reaction.
Yeah.
What it actually is jumping misfires in that part of the brain.
Huh.
Where like,
but we've figured out somehow how to not make it do that. Because people don't get angry after they fuck.
But some people have, we know that like fetishes and stuff, like really sick fetishes, are attached to that part of the brain.
Okay.
Due to like a lack of appropriate response to that, when they're stimulated sexually, that those molecules should be stimulated, but then they're like, say, necrophiliacs, the part of their brain that's inducing rage and like disgust and detest also turns on, so they get into these weird things. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And that's where you also that's where you also get like people who are like really not like a normal amount of BDSM, like people who are heavily into BDSM where it's like really kind of scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
not the fun stuff, the scary stuff.
The fun shit when you're scared.
You can't have fun if you're not a little scared.
Those are actual misfires in the brain. It's a malfunction in the ventromedial hypothalamus. It's a legitimate malfunction.
It does it make you empathize a little bit with guys that are into fucking dead bodies then? Because it's really not their fault.
Why? Because it's technically a brain malfunction.
It's technically a brain malfunction.
It's hard.
I'm sure dudes that fuck dead bodies don't want to fuck dead bodies. Like if they were to like...
Yeah, like it's hard to say because the same, like very similar research has come out surrounding like pedophilia. Where pedophilia has the same neuro response as like any other sexual orientation.
I know that a lot of pedophiles don't want to be pedophiles.
Yeah, they're just fucked.
They're just fucked in the head.
Yeah.
That's what, like, there's the debate going on with it where it's like, if someone is like a pedophile but hasn't harmed someone and goes to the police and is like, I need help.
They go to jail.
They go to jail. Yeah. But should they? Or should they receive like
help,
right? But the second that you're saying, I'm going to help a pedophile, like you're like societally shunned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard.
Sorry,
you okay?
That's glue on my
okay,
elbow.
I thought you were just ripping skin off. Like
no, it's glue on me.
We're doing a show.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Like what else did I have on this? Because it was really interesting.
You went deep on this.
I went pretty deep on this one. Yeah, like. Yeah, like, so your normal brain function, like what they would call like neurotypical brain function, which is not the same as the shit I'm seeing on social media, by the way. It's like, can you neurotypical people explain to me? Like, shut the fuck up.
You're not neurotypical.
Huh?
You're not neurotypical.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm neurotypical.
No, you're not.
I am.
You have ADHD. You're not neurotypical. No, you're not.
I am.
It's okay.
Why not?
Because you have...
Anyway. I'm neurotypical.
I like of autism.
No.
Like...
just a little dash.
Like, you know when you're in church and the holy water stick?
Like a
you
drop
caught one drop.
But, so like... The neurotypical response is an isolate of one of these types of molecules.
Yeah.
And they looked at in animals, for whatever reason, animals it flashes on and off. Like they get these misfires, but they seem intentional in certain species. Certain species not at all. Mm-hmm. Certain species they get like, it seems almost like timing misfires.
Okay.
But they think it's a dominance thing.
Oh.
It's a dominance and like assertion and probably like heightened anxiety where
because it's always a competition.
Because there's always a threat, right? So like they're so hair trigger temper that they'll be fucking, they're having a great time and they're getting some lion pussy and that's like you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think animals fuck like we do. Like
some animals do fuck kind of like we do.
Some kind of like we do, but I would say 90% of animal
fuck like
fucking.
Me, though.
Animals don't fuck like me. I fuck like animals.
Thank you for smashing that big log.
Oh, fuck.
That's great.
And on that note. Take everything you've heard tonight with a reasonable amount of doubt.
Yeah.
I haven't seen myself from like a spectator view in a while. I don't know where my game's at. I haven't watched the tape.
God knows it's been a few years.
It's been a few years since I've taken videos of it.
Yeah.
Like study the tape.
Like, gotta see where I'm at, coach.
Coach is pointing at the screen.
You're
not engaging your core.
Look at this. Tuck your belly.
Head down, fast hands. Get your elbows off your knees.
You hear that? You hear that? Back pedal, back pedal, back pedal.
I just want the balls of your feet touching the ground. No heels. All right.
All right, folks. Thank you very much. Stay reasonable.
Keep doubting. I love you.
It's down white, boy.